Welcome everyone, let's talk about something really important, America's farmland. It's the backbone of our food supply, right? Well, guess what? The ultra-wealthy are buying it up at an alarming rate. We're talking about billionaires. Why are they doing this? Well, that's what we're going to unpack in this video. We'll expose the motives behind this land grab, the potential consequences, and why you should be concerned. This isn't just about wealthy individuals buying up vacation properties. This is about the future of our food, our environment, and our rural communities. So stick around because this issue affects us all. Let's dive in. So who are these land magnates, you ask? Oh, just a few names you might recognize. John Malone, the cable TV titan, owns a whopping 2.2 million acres. Ted Turner, the guy who created CNN, isn't far behind with over 2 million acres, mostly dedicated to his bison obsession. Then there's Stan Kroenke, the sports mogul who owns everything from the LA Rams to Arsenal Football Club, gobbling up ranches like they're going out of style. And don't forget about Bill Gates, the Microsoft guru turned philanthropist turned farmland tycoon. He's now the largest private owner of farmland in the US. What could he possibly need all that land for? To grow his own organic vegetables? I don't think so. These billionaires with their private jets and mega mansions are scooping up our nation's farmlands like they're collecting monopoly properties. And just like in Monopoly, their endgame is clear control. Control of the land, control of the resources, and ultimately control of you and me. Now, you might be thinking, so what? It's their money. They can buy whatever they want. But here's the thing. This isn't just harmless shopping. Their massive purchases are driving up the price of farmland, making it nearly impossible for young farmers and ranchers to get a foothold. Imagine spending your entire life learning the family business, only to find out that you can't afford to buy the land you need to keep it going. That's the reality for countless aspiring farmers across the country. They're being priced out of their own heritage by billionaires who wouldn't know a combine harvester from a combine microwave. These sky-high land prices are creating a new generation of tenant farmers, folks, modern-day sharecroppers, working the land for absentee landlords who are more concerned with profit margins than preserving a way of life. And when family farms disappear, so too does a piece of our history, our culture, and our national identity. The consequences of this land grab extend far beyond the fields. When family farms disappear, so do the jobs, the schools, the businesses, and the very fabric of rural communities. Small towns wither and die as the lifeblood of local economies is drained away. What happens when the only grocery store in town shuts down because there aren't enough customers? What happens to the local school when families are forced to move away in search of work? These aren't just hypothetical questions. This is happening right now in communities across America. The billionaires buying up farmland might not live in these communities. They might not even set foot in them. But their actions have a direct and devastating impact on the lives of real people. It's time we start talking about the human cost of this land grab and the hollowing out of rural America. The hidden value of farmland. Now you might be wondering why these billionaires are so obsessed with farmland. After all, it's not like there's a shortage of beachfront property in Malibu. Well, it turns out farmland is more than just a place to grow crops. It's a treasure trove of valuable resources. Think water rights. In many parts of the country, owning farmland means controlling the water that flows beneath it. And in an era of increasing droughts and water scarcity, that's a license to print money. Then there's the timber, the minerals, the grazing rights, all valuable assets that come bundled with the land. And let's not forget about the potential for development. As cities sprawl and populations grow, that farmland on the outskirts of town starts to look pretty attractive to developers. So, the billionaires buy it up now, sit on it, and wait for the value to skyrocket. It's a win-win for them, but a losing proposition for everyone else. Why farmland is the new gold. But wait, there's more. Farmland isn't just about tangible resources, it's also about security. In a world of volatile stock markets and economic uncertainty, farmland is seen as a safe and stable investment. It's tangible, it's finite, and people always need to eat, right? So while the rest of us are fretting over our 401ks, the billionaires are pouring their money into farmland, knowing that its value is only going to increase over time. It's like a giant, twisted game of Monopoly, and they're the ones holding all the properties. But here's the thing, treating farmland like just another commodity, a speculative asset, ignores its true value. It's not just about profit margins and returns on investment, it's about feeding people, preserving our environment, and sustaining rural communities. The risks of concentrated farmland ownership. Now let's talk about the potential downsides of this farmland frenzy, because believe me, there are plenty. One major concern is the impact on biodiversity. When a handful of megacorporations control vast swaths of farmland, they tend to favor monoculture farming, planting the same crop year after year. This lack of diversity makes our food system more vulnerable to pests, diseases, and climate change. Think about the Irish potato famine. Imagine if that happened today, but instead of potatoes it was corn or wheat, the staples of our modern diet. The consequences would be devastating. And let's not forget about the potential for market manipulation. When a few powerful players control the supply of essential food crops, they can artificially inflate prices, putting a strain on consumers and potentially leading to food shortages. Remember the 2008 food crisis? Yeah, we don't want a repeat of that. Speaking of food security, that's another major concern. As billionaires and corporations gobble up farmland, they gain increasing control over our food supply. They decide what gets planted, how it's grown, and ultimately, how much we pay for it. This concentration of power in the hands of a few is a recipe for disaster. It makes us more vulnerable to price shocks, supply chain disruptions, and even political manipulation. Remember when Russia invaded Ukraine and the global wheat market went haywire? That's a taste of what can happen when our food system is controlled by a select few. We need to start thinking about food as a national security issue, just like energy independence or military preparedness. Because in the 21st century, he who controls the food supply controls the world. Our farmland is not for sale. America, it's time to wake up. Our farmland is not just another commodity to be bought, sold, and traded on the open market. It's the foundation of our food system, the lifeblood of our rural communities, and a vital resource for our planet. We need to start treating it as such. We need to implement policies that protect our farmland from being gobbled up by billionaires and corporations. We need to support our family farmers and ranchers, the stewards of our land and the backbone of our rural economies. This isn't about left or right, folks. It's about right and wrong. It's about preserving a way of life, protecting our environment, and ensuring a safe and secure food future for generations to come. The time to act is now. Protect our food future. So, what can we do about it? Well, for starters, we need to get informed. Read up on the issue, talk to your local farmers, and support organizations that are fighting to protect our farmland. Contact your elected officials and tell them that you care about this issue. Let them know that you want to see policies that support family farms and prevent further consolidation of farmland ownership. And let's not forget about the power of the consumer. Support local farms and businesses whenever possible. Buy directly from farmers markets or join a community-supported agriculture program. Every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of food system you want to see. The future of our food system is in our hands. Let's not let it slip away. This isn't just my fight, it's all of ours. I want to hear from you. Have you experienced the impact of rising farmland prices firsthand? Do you have a story about a family farm struggling to survive? Share your thoughts, your concerns, and your ideas in the comments below. Let's start a national conversation about the future of our farmland, because if we don't speak up now, we might not have a voice in the matter later. Trust me, this is one issue you don't want to sleep on. It's time to get engaged, get informed, and get active. The future of our food depends on it.